Oh my gosh, my house is completely trashed. There is so much mess, so much grime. Oh gosh, the kitchen and clutter as well. I have got my work cut out for me for today. So let's get cleaning. Welcome back. If you're new here, my name's Amy. I post weekly homemaking, motherhood and cleaning videos here on YouTube. So if that's something that you're interested in, you might like to consider subscribing. So you guys, today we have got so much cleaning to do, but that is great. The house is trashed, so we're going to have a fabulous cleaning workout. So put on those rubber gloves, grab your sponge and come and clean along with me, or if you want, just put your feet up and have a coffee. Either way is fine. Make sure that you watch until the end because I'm going to show you all the before and afters. And we've also got a delicious dinner to make. We're making this, it's simple, it is tasty, and my family has actually told me it is the best thing that I have ever made. So yeah, make sure you stick around to the end and see that. It's really simple. It is a recipe from scratch, and you can also make it vegetarian very easily, and it's gluten-free. And not expensive, so you really can't beat that. So as I was saying, my name's Amy and I live here in Tasmania with my 3 children and 2 cats. As you can see, my house gets quite messy. This is for a few reasons. Obviously, I have 3 kids, including a newborn baby girl. I'm also super busy. I'm kind of relaxed. I let the kids just play and do what they want most of the time. And I also have ADHD, so keeping the place tidy it's a task. It's not something that comes totally naturally to me, but I'm working on it. And honestly, one of the reasons why I started this channel was to inspire others, because I find these videos really helpful for me to watch and have on in the background, or just if I need that extra little kick up the bum to get going. It really helps me, it gives me that motivation. So hopefully I'm giving you guys that motivation as well. But also it's kind of selfish because I find that making these videos really helps me. It helps me just focus on cleaning one room at a time. And sometimes cleaning can feel, especially when you've got 3 little kids, it can just feel like you're constantly having to do it over and over again, because the reality is you are having to do it over and over again. So it feels almost, I don't want to say pointless, but yeah, I guess if we're going to be honest, you guys, pointless. So being able to film and do something else, do something creative with the process and help others really helps inspire me to do it and gives it a bit more purpose. Oh my gosh, look at my fireplace. This is nuts. So basically we don't have trash collection where we are, so all of our paper goods we try to burn in the fire, but spring has started here in Tasmania, so we're not using our fireplace at the moment, so all of the paper goods and cardboard has just kind of collected up, which is quite unsightly in the living room. So we're going to clean all that up and have it look nice for spring. And what season are you coming into where you are? I know that most of you, well, all of you in America are coming into autumn now. And to be honest, I'm kind of jealous. Autumn is one of my favorite seasons, and I see you guys with your lovely spiced pumpkin lattes and the leaves are changing color, and I'm like, oh, so jealous. But it is spring here, as I was saying, and so we've got our beautiful green leaves coming out. I've been planting some lovely veggies in the garden, and if you're interested in gardening and planting, that's another reason to subscribe to this channel, because I will be showing you more of my garden. I can't say that I'm like a really naturally talented green thumb, but I enjoy doing it. So yeah, I am trying to grow my own food. It's one of my dreams to have my own little, I don't know, mini homestead, I'll say. I know that I'll probably never grow enough to feed like my whole family, but just the process of learning how to garden and getting out in the sun, and the kids love coming outside as well and helping me. And this here is a play couch that I got from Little Nation. If I can find a link to it, I'll pop it in the description, but it's honestly one of the best things that I bought, and especially for someone who's got kids of different ages. So my oldest son is 11 and my youngest son, he's only 2, and so sometimes it can be hard for them to find things to do together because there's such a big age gap, but they can both roughhouse and play on the play couch, play with things on the play couch, so it works perfectly for us. And if you guys have seen some of my previous videos on this channel where I've been cleaning the living room, you'll see that I have taken away the 2 big white carpet mats that we had in our living room, and they were really good because they were really soft, so if any of the kids sort of fell or anything, it just gave them that extra bit of protection. However, they did get really dirty and gross, so I ended up just getting rid of them. I did have one of the like really squishy tatami mats come, but unfortunately it was the wrong color. It wasn't the company's fault. I actually ordered the wrong color. There was some disagreement between family members about which color we should get. And so I have sent it back and we've got another one coming, so I can't wait to show you guys that. And it's coming from Little Nation. I must be a bit of a fan of them because I tend to order quite a few things from them. So I'll leave a link in the description. I think they also have an Amazon store, so if I can, I'll link to that as well. One of the little tips that I'll tell you if you do struggle with cleaning up is if you don't know where to start, so often I find I'm like, oh, where do I start with cleaning? I will I'll go anti-clockwise or I'll go clockwise, it doesn't really matter, but I'll just choose a direction. So I'm like, okay, we'll go anti-clockwise and we'll clean from top to bottom, but we'll start with picking up all the trash first. And that just gives you somewhere to start, because so often I know it's so easy just to look around and be like, oh my gosh, what should I do first? I need to do this, I need to do that, and you just take so long deciding what to clean that your cleaning time is gone before you know it. But here my little boy Ren, he's come along to give me a hand as well. He really likes to get in the front of the camera. He's kind of like a cat. I know cats do that, so sorry you guys. But I think it's really good as well just to have your kids help you or just be around for the process of cleaning, and they can, I think, so often we think that cleaning is just something that comes naturally, but it really is a learned skill. So if they can learn from you, then that is fantastic. So Ren just turned 2. He had a little birthday party with just us, just his family. We had a cake. He's going through a stage where he's just super, super shy at the moment. So we just kept it nice and simple for him, and I baked him a cake, which was, I don't know, it turned out, I don't know if it turned out well or not. So I'll pop it in the next video and you guys can let me know what you think of it. It definitely tasted good, which is the most important thing. So right now I'm doing a bit of a couch clean. I'm just spraying it. I was just spraying it with Febreze and giving it a little rub down, but I do really want to get a little fabric cleaner, little fabric shampooer, because honestly, I don't know, you guys probably had this as well, that your family couch just gets really gross and dirty. Please give me a thumbs up if that is you guys, so I don't feel so alone in that. But right now I've moved on to the play area, and I've got a little plan for this play area, and I heard someone else on Facebook talking about this, so I'm glad it's not just me, because we really don't use our main dining table. Like, it tends to just collect clutter. So I ended up moving it back. A little bit, so it's not right in the middle of the dining area, and I've just got a little play area set up there for the kids, which works really, really well for them, and it's a place to put all their toys. And honestly, it gets a lot more use than the table did, but now I kind of want to get rid of the table altogether, and I want to just get like a low, oh my gosh, that's so cute, that dress. One of the good things about having a little girl is getting to buy the little girl clothes, I gotta say. But yeah, anyway. So I'm really thinking about getting like a little low, either a little low Japanese table or even just a little coffee table. And that thing is so fun, by the way. Yeah, a little low table, a little coffee table, because honestly, like, I'm somebody who prefers to sit on the floor than on a chair. I find chairs horrendously uncomfortable, and I like to be able to, I don't know, spread out and move around. It's probably like an ADHD thing or something, but I just find like being in the chair really uncomfortable. I always have. I've always like sat in chairs like weird ways, and I don't know. It's never been for me. So yeah. And I think as well, when you've got little kids, sometimes it's just, you know, the chairs are so big for them. It's just easier to be on the floor and relax at the end of the day. And honestly, we tend to just eat dinner at the couch, and I think so many families these days do. And honestly, if you are, please don't feel guilty about it. I know that there's been this big thing recently, or in the last few years, of like, oh, you know, families should all eat together around the table. And yeah, like, don't get me wrong, like, that's great if you do, fantastic. But you know, the purpose of that is to be able to converse and spend time together. And if you find that sitting around the table trying to have a meal is just really stressful, and people are getting annoyed and it only lasts a few seconds and they want to get up, find another time to connect. You know, you can play like a little board game or something after dinner together, or I don't know, even just going for a little walk in the garden. Like me and my 11-year-old, we have lots of really nice chats in the car. That's sort of our time together. So yeah, if meal times together just don't work for your family in the traditional way, please don't worry about it. But yes, we are. And also, like, we spend time together, you know, when we have dinner and we're like watching, you know, a show all together and laughing and having a good time. Like, that's what it's really about. So if the table is not for you, it's totally cool, you guys. And this isn't just coming from me. I read this on the internet, so it must be true. But I've heard of other people doing this. Blockage was, it was this. This might be why the vacuum wasn't working very well. Got it. I've heard of other people doing this with these low tables, so I'm obviously not the only one. And this is a very Western thing as well, I think, to have this high table. Like in other countries, they do sit on the floor a lot more, and it's actually meant to be a lot better for your health as you age, because you're practicing those skills of getting up and down, balance and strength, and also posture. So anyway, that's my little rant about tables. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, as always. Am I nuts to get rid of my table, or should I get rid of it? And do you guys have dinner at your table? It would also be really nice to expand this play area, just to have a little bit more room. So Rhythm really likes to actually paint straight onto the whiteboard. Obviously, I keep trying to put paper up for him, and he does use it sometimes, and he's getting better at using it, but he does sometimes just want to paint on the whiteboard. So luckily I've got washable paints that are pretty easy to get off. And seriously, you guys, he's 2, so it's all good. I've got my little baby with me. She's giving me a hand now. Her name's Harriet, and she is 4 months old. She is a dear little girl, and I just can't wait to, I don't know, do girly stuff with her, take her to dance classes, get her hair done, go get her nails done together. And maybe she won't be a girly girl, maybe she'll want to play soccer and, I don't know, ride dirt bikes or something, and that's totally fine too. I'm a little bit more of a tomboy myself, so either way. So I'm trying to get my little boy's books in order. I've seen them doing the color, what do you call it? I don't know, color type thing on the home edit with books, and I really enjoy doing that. I don't do it like exactly, because I still like to order them by like size, and you know, if there's like a set of books, but I do it as much as I can. And I don't know, it just gives you a way to order them, and it looks so pretty. I like to look at them, and I think as well, when books look really nice, it attracts the kids to them, like a bee to a flower, I guess. I don't know about you guys, but I find that if I'm finding that my little boy isn't playing with his toys or isn't utilizing his play area as much as I would like. I tend to give it a clean and move things around and give it a bit of a spruce up and a bit of a switcheroo. And then he often becomes interested in it. I think that so often kids just sort of, they get used to their surroundings and they forget what's actually there. It just sort of becomes like furniture. So just changing things up and moving it around can really create interest. Of course, if they've got a sibling and the sibling is playing with something, then they'll also notice it as well. So yeah, that's one good thing about the sibling rivalry I'm finding. Oh my gosh, my kitchen is such a disaster. I spend so much time cleaning my kitchen. I've heard other people do as well, so I don't know, I guess it's a good thing. I guess, if you're cleaning your kitchen a lot, it means that you're using it a lot, you're cooking from home, you're not eating out. So yeah, got to look at the positives. I find that keeping the kitchen clean with a family can be quite a challenge because so often, especially with a baby, you are making food just as quickly as you can with one hand for people and then having to rush off to do something else. It's very hard to get to tidying up. I am trying to get better at it. I am trying to tidy up as I go, but seriously, you just leave like a few things out and it looks messy. So you guys are having that same problem as well. You're not the only ones, don't worry. But there's something about, I don't know, having the kitchen tidy that just makes you feel, I don't know, really settled. And it makes the whole home feel a bit cleaner. And also like our kitchen is right when you walk in the door, so that makes a big difference as well. And Harriet's come to help me. She doesn't have a choice. She's my little helper, my little buddy. I find that having a bigger family, I don't know why it is, but having an extra child, even if they're not actually eating anything, I seem to do the dishwasher a lot more often. I don't know what's with that. Maybe it's because my son's getting older and he's eating more, or maybe just because we're at home more. But yeah, I think we do the dishwasher at least twice a day, and it probably needs to go on 3 times a day if I'm to be honest, to keep up with it. And I remember when we only had to do the dishwasher like once every like couple of days. But honestly, I do not know how people survive without a dishwasher. If you wash all your dishes by hand, good on you. I don't know how you do it. I was in a rental for a while where I didn't have a dishwasher and just, I don't know, stuff piled up. I just could not wait to come back and have a dishwasher. Oh my God, my sink. Sometimes I can't believe I'm showing you guys this. But yeah, I think we were making nachos. There's beans in there. It's just nasty. I hate, it makes me feel so gross having a gross sink. I love nothing more than a shiny, cleany sink. But the good thing about it getting messy is I get to clean it and you get to see the transformation. And as I said before, make sure you stay to the end because I'll show you guys all the little before and afters. And to be honest, they're like my favorite part of any cleaning or transformational video. Getting to see the before and afters is so satisfying. So when I clean my kitchen sink, I've got a little process. Obviously, I just wipe out all whatever grossness is in there, and then I'll get my Scrub Daddy and just go over it with dish soap and give it a really good scrub and a really good wipe down. And right now I'm wiping down. I've got some lovely hand moisturizer that I keep at my sink and my soap. But then what I like to do is do more of a deep clean sometimes, and sometimes I'll use what is it called again? It's the pink stuff, but it's the stuff that comes in the tub, but I'm not using it this time. I'm going to use a different little special cleaning method that I have, which works really well and is really fun too. So I'm putting in some bicarb soda and some vinegar. And if you've got some lemon or some citrus, I highly recommend using that as well. It really makes the bicarb soda and the vinegar work extra well. And it also helps to clean out your drain, and it fizzes, which is just fun and satisfying as well. kids like to watch it, and seriously, you guys, vinegar and bicarb and lemon just is the best cleaning thing ever. It's seriously just, it works every time. It's inexpensive. Yeah, it's great. And as you can see, nice and shiny.
I wanna be a weekend lover. Yeah, I'ma be the best damn lover you got. I wanna mess up your covers. I don't wanna meet your mother. Never ever ask me how I've been. Remember why you have my number.
So when my little, I don't know what you call them, little things that go in the plugs, if they get like really gross, which they do sometimes, I like to just soak them in some vinegar and some bicarb and lemon, of course, if you have it. I didn't have it that day, and if you don't, it's fine. But yeah, you can see it fizzling and bubbling there, and yeah, I just soak it in there, and it just gets all the gross, nasty stuff off real easily. And I don't know if you guys ever feel this way, but lately I've really been battling my priorities in terms of, I don't know, I enjoy getting out in the garden. Like, okay, let me put it this way. Being a mom is just like a constant feeling of guilt. I don't know if you guys feel this way as well, but it's like having a newborn and a 2-year-old and an 11-year-old and work and a house to take care of. It's like when you're with the newborn, you feel guilty that you're not with the 2-year-old, or you're not giving enough attention to the 2-year-old. And then when you give the 2-year-old attention, you're like, wait, but this 2-year-old got all my attention when he was a baby. So then you feel guilty about that. And having an 11-year-old, it's like, you know, he needs so much of my time and my mental energy, and I feel like it's hard to give him that all the time as much as I would like to. Don't get me wrong, he does get a lot, but I don't know. I guess when you're a mum, you feel like you can never give enough to your kids, and then like sometimes I feel like the house needs to be cleaned, but my little boy wants to play outside, or I need to get outside. So yeah, you feel guilty if you're inside, you feel guilty if you're outside. And then, you know, then you feel like you should be working. I don't know, it's just, let me know if you guys feel the same way. Give me a thumbs up if you feel like how I feel. And how do you guys combat this feeling of guilt? I just tend to, I don't know, I think when you recognize it, you just recognize that it's this, everyone feels this way at some point. It is unusual to not feel this way, and if you don't, you're not weird, you're probably like really normal. But yeah, if you do feel that way, I do too. I find this part of the kitchen, things tend to really pile up, and I don't know why. Like, we've got shelves that we put up here just above the camera, just above where you can see, which is helping, but yeah, stuff really piles up here. And I don't know if you've seen this before, you probably heard me talk about it. The little like twirly thing on the kitchen counter there is my egg holder, and I'm so obsessed with it. It's honestly been life-changing, and if you have chickens, or even if you just buy eggs, you'll probably understand, like, it's really hard to know which egg is like the oldest egg and which egg is the newest egg that you can use. So for this, you just put them in the top, and you take the first one that's in the bottom out, and then you always know where your eggs are. It looks really cool and it's fun to use. So recently I've noticed that my youngest son Ren has, I don't know, he's having a hard time, I think, adjusting to being a brother. And he's been wanting to kind of do more baby stuff, to seeing like his baby sister like going in the jolly jumper and do these sorts of things, and even playing in her little swing. He's been just wanting to do those things again, and kind of reverting back to being a little baby. So I've sort of just been supporting him and letting him do that, and letting him find his way and find his feet and be, you know, be a baby, because he is still a baby. And he's not a big talker, he doesn't really say that many words yet. So it's hard for him, I think, to communicate how he's feeling. So it's definitely, I think, causing some frustration for him. But it's okay, he gets tons of love. So I think sometimes, you have to remember that if your kids are fed and clothed and housed and they're getting love, then that's great. That's what they need. They're getting what they need. They can't always get what they want, but they always get what they need here. So yeah. Oh, and my fan. Okay, you guys. So the fan has been really gross for such a long time, and I've tried to clean it with different products. And then I saw this product, and for the life of me now, I can't remember what it's called. So it's some kind of solvent, but I did hear that for this kind of really like icky dusty stuff, glue remover works really well, but I didn't have any glue remover, so I just saw this at Bunnings, which is like our Home Depot here in Australia, and it was like a solvent, and I will say what it is down below. I'll pop it up on the screen if I can remember before I release this video. But yeah, it's like an orange solvent, and so I just sprayed my fan, left it for a few moments and wiped it off, and finally I got all this like gross stuff off. We've got a fireplace and the kitchen right next to the fan, so it does get really, I suppose, like oily and greasy and dusty. We live on a dirt road, so everything in the house tends to get a bit dusty, and then obviously if you've got things that are oily as well, it sticks to the dust sticks to the oil, and in this case the fan. And there's also like paint on the fan is painted, so you can't use anything too abrasive, but this worked really well. But if you are in Australia, if you go to Bunnings, if you go to the cleaning aisle, you'll see these little like bottles with a little orange man on it. And I don't know, the word solvent there, and you'll know that's the stuff. But yeah, I'll write what it's called down below. Ew, oh yes. Here we go, all the stuff that came off. Oh, I was so glad to get rid of that. That has been bugging me for the longest time. Oh, so satisfying. Okay, you guys, we are making dinner. So I'll tell you what we're making. We are making a pumpkin and zucchini risotto. I'm doing it a bit differently than how I usually do it. I usually do it in a pot, but in this case I'm doing it in the rice cooker, which I can't believe I never thought to do. We just got like a real inexpensive like $15 rice cooker, but it's all you need. It works really well. But right now I'm cutting this beautiful squash, this beautiful pumpkin squash, and my little baby has come to help me here. I'm just going to steam it for a little while. But I think, if you're someone that feels like they're not cooking at home enough, I think sometimes the concept of cooking home cooked meals can seem really overwhelming when you are reading like a recipe or a cookbook or something like that, because there's often have so many different like random ingredients, and it can be expensive. You have to go and buy them all. But honestly, you can just experiment and use what you've got around you. And so often I'll make things where I've got an ingredient missing, or these days with the wonderful internet, you can so easily look up, if I don't have this ingredient, what's something else that I can use? And most of the time there will be a really good answer. So yeah. So I'm steaming some zucchini as well. But having these nice little go-to dishes just makes life so easy. I'm not really a big sort of read recipe person. Like if I'm making something new, then yeah, I'll look at a recipe off the internet, but then I like to kind of commit it to memory. If I don't, I find I don't use it as often. So if I'm making something real simple like pancakes, I just sort of go, okay, I need to make the batter a certain I suppose wetness, not denseness. So I'm I need to put about the same amount of wet as dry. Just sort of like that, yeah. So I don't know, also if you've got kids, you'll know that like when you're cooking, you're also trying to play with them. So I'm blowing some bubbles to Rin as well at the same time. So I'm just going to also roast this pumpkin in the oven. I like to put a little bit of butter and brown sugar. Actually, it wasn't brown sugar, it was raw sugar in there. And it just, I don't know, it makes it so tasty and brings out the flavors. And I'm using some chicken stock. So if you want this to be vegetarian, obviously don't use chicken stock, use vegetable stock. But chicken stock was just what I had available. And you guys, this is such a good recipe for autumn as well. I don't know why I'm cooking it when the weather's getting warm, but yeah, where you are, if it's starting to get cool, oh my God, this is perfect. And just like the smell of pumpkin in the autumn in the house is so nice. And so I'm also roasting the zucchini, but I'm just putting it in after I've had the pumpkin in for a while, because otherwise it tends to burn if I put them in both at the same time. And grating some cheese. So often when you make risotto, I think always it says to use Parmesan cheese, but I think it's Parmesan, yeah. But again, I didn't have any, so I just used cheddar cheese, and oh my gosh, cheese is cheese. Like, all cheese tastes good. You really can't go wrong. So I'm just going to pop this in, and I did mix it in with the rice cooker on warm just to help melt the cheese a bit. Something about cheese and rice just tastes so good. So my pumpkin and my zucchini is done cooking, so I'm going to take them out. And at this point, the kitchen has reverted back to being kind of messy. So, you know, end of the day, the stuff happens. It was hard to get this hot lid off with a little one, and I'm trying to be so careful because obviously I don't want anything to fall, anyone to get burnt. So, yeah. Woohoo! Steaming hot. So now I'm going to pop the zucchini and pumpkin in with the rice and the cheese. If you're wondering how much cheese to use lots. And there we go, it is done. It is really simple, you guys. It's essentially just rice, cheese, and some veggies. And really, if you're looking for veggies to use, yeah, like I like to use pumpkin and zucchini, but again, you can use pretty much whatever you've got. Like beans are nice. You can use broccoli if you want. So here we go, the before and afters. Oh. Look at that transformation. Oh my gosh. How satisfying is that?
I've tried sometimes, but you're making me nervous. No, I've realized that I can't live without you. All my friends reassure that it's obvious, and that maybe I'm wasting my time, but I gotta try.
Oh, you guys, thank you so much for being with me on today's video, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Remember that life is short, life is now. Love you lots. Ciao.